fixture. And a very simple way to make sure it's turned off is turn it on. And then we're going to go to the circuit breakers and we're going to click the circuit breaker off until this light turns off. That way you're not going to get a shock when you're working on it. So I'm going to go and flip the circuit breakers and I'll come right back. Okay, so now we know that the power is turned off in the fixture itself so that you're not going to get a shock. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take down the old fixture and then we're going to put the new fixture back in place. We're just unscrewing these little pieces right here. I loosened it, I'm not taking it out yet. I'm going to loosen this one as well. And now, as you can see, this is the wiring. We have the powers turned off already, so we're just going to unscrew this little wire nut right here. And we'll take off that wire. And then we'll take this one off. Just unscrew the cap off of it. Remember to unscrew it as counterclockwise to screw it back on as clockwise. And then we'll pull this off. And that fixture is now off. And these are our two main wires that we're going to be using to put this fixture back, the new fixture back up. All right, now our new fixture looks like it probably has a ground wire in it as well. But as you can see, this one here only had the two, so we're going to ground it actually through right here. So, all right, let me get a screwdriver. We're going to take out these two screws right here, and then we'll come right back. Okay, this is the replacement pieces that we're going to be putting back up there. As you can see, this one is a little bit different than the one that's up there right now. So we're going to take the one that's up there, we're going to remove it, and we're going to put the new screws that they provided with it through here, and we'll bolt this back up to the existing box in the house. This one is the ground screw. It's very important that you reattach to ground because that'll actually save anybody from getting a shock if there's a short at all. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come up here. We're just going to pull these wires to the side like that. We're going to take out this screw and this screw, and we're going to remove this one right here, and we're going to take that ground wire off of here. So let me just do that. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen up this ground wire right here. You don't have to take it totally off. You just loosen it. We're going to put these off to the side. And we'll take this. Just like that. Now that's our ground wire. Now we're going to remove these Phillips head screws here that hold this piece up inside the ceiling right here. Okay, now we're going to put this back up here, just like this. We're going to try to use our screws that were provided with it, and we'll see how it goes. just taking off our lock right here. And then we're going to reconnect our ground back onto here. And as you can see, it's just a regular flat screwdriver that you're using. You put your ground wire back on, and then we're just going to crimp it a little bit closed, just so it's pretty tight. Now we're going to snug our ground wire. Okay, so now our ground wire is connected back onto the unit itself. And let me get the cover and we'll put this back together. Okay, so now after we have these screws tight right here and we have our ground wire reconnected here, we are going to take these wires and we're going to take this ground and we're going to be using this one in just a minute. So for right now, we're just going to bring it off over here, and we're going to leave these right here. And now, let me go down to the floor, and I'm going to show you what the fixture itself looks like. I did take this ring off right here that was screwed on right there. So let's go down on the floor, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, now depending on what type of a light fixture you have, you're going to follow the directions that come with the light fixture. In this particular case, I'm going to put it together the way it calls for in the directions. Now, whatever you have, of course, may be slightly different, but the procedure to install the light is going to be the exact same procedure. Now this is our plate that's going to go up on the top right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to feed these wires right here through the plate like this. Okay? And now we're going to take our link that we actually put it together with. We're going to just, for demonstration, I'm going to put this up there just to see if the height is going to be the correct height. We're going to hook it on here like this. And then we're going to take this light. I just want to check the height of it, like I said. And we'll hook it on there just like this. And that is the height that we want because we actually have those crystals that hang down about 5 inches. So that's why we wanted to get it as shallow as possible here. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to come up underneath here and we're going to cut these wires so that we can accommodate the wiring up into this box right here. So let me bring this down onto the floor. I would normally cut it up here, but I'm going to bring it to the floor and I'm going to cut it so that way you can see how to splice it. So for now, I'm just going to take this back off. Okay, now we're going to take the wires. We are going to leave a little bit of excess wiring in there. It's better to have a little bit of extra wire than a little bit too short. So now what we're going to do is take a pair of cutting pliers like this, and this is only a demonstration. There's multiple kinds of cutting pliers out there, and you just take it and you put it on here and you just cut it right through, just like that. And you cut the wires off. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in up underneath here, and we're going to separate these wires right here. Remember, the one with the writing on it is the one that was the load or the black wire, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, cut these wires right down the center like this, just to separate the two. Remember, one is the load, and the other is the neutral or the return. And we're going to strip these wires down just to expose. Remember how these ends work here? About that length? That's how much we're going to actually expose on these wires here. So we take these pliers here, and there's different. On the pliers themselves, you'll see it'll say 12 gauge, 14 gauge, 16 gauge. So we're going to do it here like this. Then you rotate the pliers around just like that. It cuts through the wire, and then you can pull it right off. Again, put it on here like this. You push it, rotate it around, cuts through the insulation, and then we just pull the insulation off like that. Then you would take the wire, just grab it with your finger, and you twist it like this. Okay? Do the exact same thing over here. And this ground wire, we don't have to do anything with that because it's already a braided wire. So now let's go back up, and we're going to feed the wires up through the top here. And then we'll use our wire nuts that actually come with the new unit. It gives you 3 wire nuts. One is for the load, one is for the neutral, and the other is for the ground. Okay, what we need to do is we need to take these wires here and we need to feed them through this place, this spot right up in here. The wires need to go up and through that box. I'm going to take this off for 1 second here. Now these wires we're going to feed through here so that they come out through the top right up in there. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to tie these together a little bit right here. We will separate that in just a minute, like this. And then we'll pull that wire back down. Feed this up, like that. And then we're going to feed this wire as well through there. Okay, so now after we fed all 3 wires through there, we're just going to pull them up just like this. Okay, so now, let me just do this real quick here. With untwirl those wires that we wrap together, like that. And now we know that the one with the writing on it is the one that was the power lead. Okay, now the one with the writing on it was the one that was the load. So we're just going to make sure that these wires are twisted correctly here, like that. And we're going to connect this one to the black wire. The black wire is the one that's bringing power in. And as you can see, this is the black one right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this wire here. We're going to take it and put it on here like this. And we're just going to twist it clockwise around just like that. So it looks like this. And then we're going to screw our wire nut over the top, like that. All right, and now our wire nut is holding the wires together right now. We're just going to pull this down so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Okay. Now we're going to take our neutral, which is this wire right here. This is our white one, and the white is our neutral. And if you're not sure which one is neutral or which one is, it's always black and white. Black is your hot wire, and white is your neutral. So we twist them clockwise, and then we take the nut, the wire nut, put it over the top. You hold the wires in your left hand, and you turn the wire nut on all the way, like that, so it's nice and tight. And then the last thing we're going to do is we have our ground wires already connected up to this bracket that came with it. We are also going to connect our ground wire to the other end right here. Now you can connect it up to this end, or you could just connect it up underneath there. I'm going to actually have it this way here, like this. I'm going to screw that down tight as well. Remember, it's always clockwise to tighten it, counterclockwise to take it off. And that's it, our wires are all connected. What we're going to do now is we're going to take these wires and we're going to push them up inside the box, and we're going to feed these wires through there. So let's do that.
wires, you can just push them right up inside these and they go up. So now we're all reconnected up. The next thing we're going to do now
is we're going to take our lock clip, put it on here like this, lift this up like that, hook it on, and then we're going to feed our wires through here, like that. Hang on one second. I just want to point this out to you, and this is personal preference. I always try to take these wires and hide them the best you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the wires, hopefully you can see that, and we're going to take these wires and we're going to put them inside the link, just like that. So that way they're hidden more, so that way nobody will see them. And then I'm going to tilt this so you can see. And then we're going to take the lock, unscrew this, so that these pieces here now lock together. Like that. And now you can see the wires are hidden up in here. You really can't see the wires, and they go right up into the ceiling here. And the only one you're going to see is the copper-colored wire, because obviously it's copper-colored, and everything else is black. But that's how it goes, like that. And now we're going to hang our crystals around here. So. Okay, now if we did our job correctly, we should go turn that light switch on inside, and that should turn on. So let's go turn the switch on, and you watch what's going on here. All right, so that's it. As you can see, the light fixture works okay. So that's it, we're all set. All right, as always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.